Yo, 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 what's good? Sippin With Chee Podcast. It's your boy Chee, SWC Podcast AZ. Let's go.
What up? It's your boy Brandon, or Classic, depending on where you know me from or where you see me at.
What up, man? It's your boy. This is Prof, also known as Prof, coming straight from South Phoenix, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, man, we got a very special guest, man. My boy Prof, Southside native, Southside representative.
Yeah.
We gonna get into his career, his music shit. He gonna touch in on everything. I got my boy Classic TV in the building. Kaden on the behind the lens. Let's go, man. Prof, what's good, man?
Man, how y'all doing?
Hey, bless,
bro.
man.
Good.
Glad to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Sure,
appreciate it.
Yeah, we gonna get into your upbringing. Let's talk about that.
Man, I'm born and raised South Phoenix, Arizona. I jump from areas from all the way from Central, 7th Avenue, all the way to 7th Street. But mainly I grew up on 7th Avenue and Southern. So just grew up in that area pretty much my whole life. My whole family's from that general area too. So I was able to go to elementary school there and go to high school in that area and everything. And I'm very, very prideful of it. My grandmother, I actually didn't get to meet her. She unfortunately passed when I was 1, but she was involved with the community a lot as far as getting public parks. And she actually was involved in the march with Cesar Chavez, marched with him actually in person. So I'm very, very prideful of my community and, just basically shining and making it not seem what everyone perceives it to be. You know what I mean? So I've been very proud to always just, anywhere I go, if the infamous question comes, where are you from? He's I'm from South Phoenix. Like I said, no hesitation,
You know what I
mean? I'm from South Phoenix. So you're from Phoenix? Nah, I'm from South Phoenix. There's the difference, you know. So very prideful about it.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
What we gonna do at this particular point, man? We're gonna talk about how you started on the music scene.
Man, well, after I went to Selma High School and I was able to go to ASU, and once I went to ASU, I was introduced actually to the music scene, and just people freestyling, battling, and all that stuff, and it intrigued me very much so to where I started to try it and do it, and I started to really like the storytelling of it and everything, and I've always related it to with all my favorite rappers growing up, so when I got the chance to tell my story and everything was very invigorating, and after a constant damn man, you don't make music, you don't really rap, and it was man, you know what, maybe I should try this, and I took the leap. It was my second year at ASU. I just was I think this is what I like more, and fortunately I had a counselor to where I was able to spit that to man, I like school, school's cool, but I really like this music, music is really, really cool. And she actually was the first one to ask me well, why don't you try it? Why don't you just do it? And I was wow, I was so programmed, well, I got to go to school, I got to finish, I got to get my degree, I got to get a good job, right. Just that whole brainwash thing. And I was well, can you be telling me that? And she's well, school ain't going nowhere, so you can always come back to school, but you can always never not chase your dream.
That's what's up.
And I was when she told me that, it blew me away. Yeah. And I was able to have a very good hour conversation with my mother, and she was very supportive about it. And I took the leap, and I was man, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I started dropping mixtape after mixtape, and just started really, just divulging myself in the education of making the music, making it, just making yourself a brand and making your music timeless to where it's not something that's perceived as keeping up with the times, but more so you could play my music now in 10 years later, and it's still gonna have that same effect. So it was just a long study of that and everything. So I just been working at it for 10 years now, and it's been paying off, man. I finally developed myself into an own brand, created my own LLC, to basically just follow the steps that Nipsey done straight up laid out for us. So where, I can just show my kids that, I'm not just I'm not just doing something that's considered a hobby. I'm actually creating a brand for myself, and it's going to be something that's long lasting that I can give to them. So
yeah, for sure. So at what age did you actually pick up that pen?
Man, so I picked it up at 18. At 18 was when I finally was you know what, I'm gonna write, actually write. And I definitely was a challenge for me. It was dang, this is a whole different scenario than freestyling with your homies and everything, because it was very concrete thinking, critical, what can I do to stand out? Because obviously everybody wants to be a rapper in a common sense. So it was like, what can I do to be different and everything? So I started writing very, very hard at 18, and I just been really reading and just studying like all my favorite artists, you know what I mean, and just watching their moves and everything, and just trying to develop my craft to where this way, I'm different than everybody that's doing the same thing than me,
That's what's up. So let's talk about like your creative process. Do you have moments where you just like, okay, I got to do this right now, like a schedule, or is it when inspiration hits, or like how do you go about developing when you pick up that pen?
Man, that's a good question. It all depends, I guess. It's all more so like in the moment type deals. Like my most recent album that I'm working on right now, it was after like a dry spell of like, just me getting like writer's block and not, like I was able to listen to beats and like, just create the common freestyle. But as far as making like a concrete song, I was just getting blanks, kept getting blanks. And then I was able to listen to a fellow rapper's album that he just dropped, and it was motivation to where I gave myself that type of time frame. Like, you know what, I'm gonna make this album, and I'm gonna make it stand out. I'm gonna push myself to go outside my my normal way of writing, and really test my pen. So that was my mind frame. But as far as like when people ask me like the general question is like how you write music, I like to listen to the beats. I don't really like to plan a song. Like, man, I need to make a song about this and this and that. Right. So let me look for a beat. It's more so let me find what beat moves me and everything. And then once I find that beat, sometimes I go with how they titled it, because I feel like a producer titles that beat for an obvious reason. Right. So that beat could definitely be portraying the theme of like final play or game winner, whatever they title it. Or I just go off of what I'm naturally feeling, within the beat, whether it be I'm driving or whether it be I'm just like I just woke up listening to a fresh set of beats, or however it works. I like for like the beat itself to like really just tell me what to write and everything. So that way I feel like I'm never like reaching in my brain as far as like trying to make a song about something. I mean, I feel like it always naturally comes, and that's why I feel like I've been able to make music for so long, is because it's always been that way. It's never been like, all right, this is like a whole A, B, and C type of plans.
Gotcha. Yeah. So pretty much what you're saying, like, you not like everybody on that Migos wave. So you was just like, I'm not trying to follow the trends. Yeah. I wanted to be organic. You know what I mean?
Exactly. 100%. 100%. Like, I feel like it's the most natural, and I feel like it portrays naturally when you make that music, and that's how the perception that at least I get from my fans and everything is that it's always real. It's always, they can feel the emotion in it and everything. So I like it that way.
That's what's up. What's one project or one song that takes you to a point where you were like, this is it for me, or like maybe not even that. Let me change the question. What was one song where you were like, I'm fucking good at this?
Oh man, I got this one song. It's called Night Moves. I want to say I made it like back in like 14, 15, and the beat was a lot different. It was like a jazzy type beat, but it was hip hop oriented. It was very challenging for myself, because I was like, I felt like at that time I particularly was trying to make like quote unquote like a club type song, or whatever the case may be. But when I got that beat, it was nothing of that nature. Mm-hmm. And it was something to where it was like, I know I got to make this song, but how you going to do it? You know what I mean? Because again, my mindset was like, I got to make these trendy songs right now, right. But I stuck with my guns, and I wrote it naturally how I felt. And I remember I was bumping it in a city, and there was an older man. He was just crossing the thing, and I had my windows down, and I was bumping it really loud. And I remember when he got to the end of the crosswalk, he turned and he's like, "Whoever that is right there, man, that's some good music right there. That's good music." And I was just like, I just remember giving myself like the biggest high five in my head, and was just like, "Damn, man, I got the old head right now." I just recognized like the quality of what I'm trying to spit. So I knew that it wasn't an age range to like my music. I could definitely get it to whoever I needed to get it to, if they had a willing ear. So it was amp for me.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Who are some of your musical influences?
So if you want to talk like big famous stars, Nipsey Hussle, first and foremost. I followed him like right when I started rapping. It was like he was one of the first rappers that I was like had all his mixtapes and everything, and always watched his interview. My big thing was always to watch a artist's interview. Because you can definitely make good music, but how do you hold yourself within an interview is how I like to look. So Nip was definitely one. Drake, definitely. I followed him, since high school. So he was always motivation, and we're around the same age, so their stories just made sense to my story as well. J. Cole, definitely. Once I found him, I never looked back as far as listening for his music and just getting motivation and everything. But yeah, I definitely think those top three are like the ones that I will always reference. And then I go locally. I've been listening to J Waves like crazy, like man. And then
that's my guy. That's my little bro right there.
Yeah, man. And then he made that move to California. That like, man, my motivation level was so high just because I look up to him as far as everything that he's been doing. So I like to listen to him frequently. He's in my phone all the time. Him, and then there's the other artist, Daily Finesse. He's actually the reason. I actually only told him this himself, but he's actually the reason for the creation of this project that I'm currently working on, because I was in that rut and everything, and then finally when he dropped that album and I was able to listen to it in its entirety, it was man, I reached out to him and just let him know like that was a great project, like you compiled it perfectly, and I'm so motivated right now, like I'm definitely gonna start working. And he was just like, man, I'm glad, if you need a feature or something, let me know. And I definitely got him on my album. I got J Waves on my album. So yeah, man, I like to keep it local. I like to keep it organic as far as when I listen to music now. I still, listen to the big shots, quote unquote, but I listen to more local than anything because, they trying to get heard just like me. So I rather hear their story.
Facts. Locally, who would you like to work with?
Man, I guess in my request right now, it would be J-Rob the Chief.
Oh yeah.
He been making moves, and I was like, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, I was at a couple shows where he was an act and I was an act, and I've always loved his energy, like when he performed and everything, and then just to see his growth within the past like 3 years is just phenomenal. Futuristic, definitely would like to work with him. Okay. He's very he's very humble. I met him twice, and just very, very nice and humble and everything. And then De La Prime, man, he from Glendale, and his energy is just unmatched, I think, as far as records and everything. And I would definitely love to. And then also Chris Coke too, man. I've been bumping him a lot lately too, and his voice is just stand out. Like it makes him just you want to listen to him, and then he's good, so it just makes it that much better.
Okay, for sure. Hey, what's one thing you think AZ's not like California or New York? You know what I mean? What's one thing you think the AZ scene is missing from having Virgin Records out here, or having all the big brand record labels out here? Like what do you think we're missing?
Man, honestly, I think unity, like there's a lot of preach about unity and everything, but I mean, I know that this goes with every city as far as like there's different waves of people and different stuff like that, but I feel like it's always been separated from the jump of the birth of just Arizona hip hop. Like it's just always been separated, politics, and I just feel like there's no unity as far as just the bigger picture as far as making Arizona a standout like that. People here can make good music, you know what I mean? And I think now it's developing. I think within the past 2 years, like there's definitely a wave of people that are making Arizona kind of noticeable. But as far as like I don't know, like doing like what every big artist that we like does for their city, as far as giving light to all those people that are coming up under them. Like I like to use Drake for example. Like he's how many Toronto or just Canadian people that he's like trying to give that shot, or just giving that some type of light and everything. You know what I mean? And I feel like in Arizona it hasn't been like that. Like I feel everyone is just all for themselves and everything, and it's respectfully. It's not like there's no shade to anybody trying to get it, but I feel like if there was 10 plus people, all different, all separate, that was just trying to do it all at once, for the same goal, it would definitely make Arizona a lot more, I guess, taken serious as far as us making music, and it's legit. And, you can definitely bring a record label out here to where, generate some type of revenue for you. Because it's growing, man. Arizona's growing, especially downtown and just, the city in general. It's growing and the opportunities there. So, just slept on, man.
No, facts. I think about that shit all the time. I'm like, why? We done had like Willie, we done had Richie Evans, Juice, you know what I'm saying, Hot Rod,
yeah,
Judge the Ball. We done had a lot of people that, that was there, you know what I mean, that was pushing to put AZ on, but you know how that shit goes.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about it, man. It's like, to me, how I look at it, it's like when somebody gets to that level, there's a lot more people trying to pull them down as opposed to lift them up, and it needs to be the other way around. So, but I think it's at that turning point right now to where no matter how many people are pulling that, whoever it is, that's getting up there, like they ain't gonna be able to pull them down no more, because we've definitely, like Jay Waves, for instance, he's definitely made that push through now to where there's nothing that Arizona politics can do to hinder his music career. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's the goal that every artist here should be looking at, is not the Arizona politics that we want to worry about. We want to put Arizona on by worrying about, getting out of it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Because I love Arizona to death, but I know that if I get out of it, I'm going to be able to bring more light to it as opposed to doing it. And you could definitely do it within, but there's just a lot more opportunity out of it right now. And we got to bring that opportunity in, So that's how I feel.
Facts.
So for people who haven't had the opportunity to listen to your music, right? If you say, I got one song that I'm going to turn somebody into a fan of mine, what song would you say that would be?
Man, that's a really, really good question. Mine is like the album that I'm working on right now, because like that album is definitely, and I feel like every artist feel like their album supersedes everything else that they're working on. Man, that's a good question. I got this song. It's the intro to my last project. It's called Cold World. It's called Marathon. I feel like if they heard that, they definitely would understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? It's not me personally, like I like to do hooks on songs, but I like to also do like a lot of songs that don't even have the hook. Like the beats kind of designed to like just make your head bop and everything in between that verse thing. And that's one of those songs. And it was definitely like a battle I had in my head. Like, should I put like a hook in between this, or should I keep it to where the listener has to digest what I just said? Okay. And I kept it regular how I wanted, and that was like the song that it wasn't the favorite song of that album for me personally, but it was the favorite song of the general listener that I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was hoping they was gonna gravitate towards this particular song, but this is the one that's hitting everybody in the nerve. So I really, really like that one. So yeah, it's called Marathon. It has a little Nipsey sample at the end as far as him talking about how he just went through every emotion, going through what he had to go through to get to where he had to get through. And it was like the whole foundation of me writing that song too. So it was pretty cool. So I like that people really get that Nipsey part at the end, and how it just makes the song more make sense. You know what I mean? So it's been a payoff every time I get a
Where can
feedback.
they get that at?
You can get iTunes, Spotify. I'm on every available platform there is, thankfully. So I got it everywhere. You know what I mean? YouTube, anything. Just search me up at THISISPROPH. I'm on every outlet as THISISPROPH, and you can find me.
Go check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Go get it right now.
Hurry up.
Right now with your ugly ass.
Hey, so we hear you talking about the new album, and I know you don't want to give a lot out about the album, but can you speak on that a little bit about the new album? When it's dropping, the whole 9 yards, a couple features. I mean, if you want to.
I definitely do. The album is gonna be me personally. I like my artworks to like not really have words on them. So the album is called IDNYL, which is an acronym. It's for I Don't Need Your Love, and it's actually tattooed on my chest. The whole reason behind it and everything was personally, my goal when I got the tattoo, I was 18. I was going through a phase and everything, and then as I started growing in my rap career, I was like, man, this is gonna be an album title one day, and you know, I want it to be like when I'm mature enough to where I can rationally explain why, you know, I could tell somebody I don't need your love, you know, because when I was 18, it was literally like, oh, what's that tattoo on your chest? I don't need your love. Wait, well, because I don't need your love. Like, I just look at them like, you know, like, you know, and, you know, but now obviously I'm grown now, I'm a father, and, you know, there's a lot different meaning to it than, you know, just the general blatant statement of I don't need your love. So that's the album title. And then I just wanted it to be real, just like real rap. Like it was just inspired solely by Nipsey, and just like portraying that story as far as that you can do it and it's possible, that, you know, man, no matter what. And I've always portrayed that within my music. But like I said, I went through those phases where I was you know, chasing topics and trends. Yeah. But yeah, it's called I Don't Need Your Love. It's I got it to 7 songs. Obviously, you make a lot more records than that, but I was blessed to have Daily Finesse, the person that inspired the creation of just, you know, started making that music. I was blessed to have Jay Waves. I got Young Weston on it, and then I even got my engineer on it, Willie Animal, man, and that's actually one of my favorite records on the album. And I'm very, very excited because I feel like everybody did their thing, man. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm so blown away by how I feel like the album is gonna be able to portray that story that I've been trying to tell for like the past 10 years. I feel like it's finally accumulative, and it's finally paying off. So I'm super excited about it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Is there a particular drop date?
I'm looking in May. I'm looking in May because we got some good drops this month in April for some artists that are out here and everything. And me personally, I would like to get a couple videos done in and everything. And I'm at the end parts of my mixing and mastering. So once I'm done with that and everything, I'm gonna work on getting a May drop. You know, but I definitely don't want to hold on to it long at all. I definitely want to get it out there right, and I know that once it's out there, that, you know, it's gonna do justice.
Hey, definitely looking forward to it though.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely.
Be classic. What we want to do? You want to jump into the current bars?
Man, you already know we got to get into
About to
that.
jump into the current bars, man. This is a segment where we just go ahead and talk about what's going on in the world, what's trending.
A lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah,
A lot of shit.
A lot of shit to talk
oh
about.
man,
We're gonna jump into the whole Paul Pierce getting fired from ESPN, man. How y'all feel about that?
I'm mad.
I'm mad.
I'm real life mad, right?
Real life.
I get it, right? There's a certain level of you got to carry yourself a certain way when you work for a big brand. We understand that, right? That's why a lot of people have been dropped over the last few years because of controversy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you also have a life to live. Paul Pierce is probably going to be a Hall of Famer, right?
Fact.
For sure.
Probably a Hall of Famer. He's put in his time. He's paid his dues. I don't really care for him as an analyst on ESPN personally, but I never want to see him lose his job, right? For him having a good time. This dude, we all coming out of being basically in hibernation. Mm-hmm. So when you get out and you can be amongst the people, you want to have a good time.
Exactly.
And you had the money to do it. So it wasn't like he was wilding.
Nah.
The people in the video might have been, but he wasn't.
He wasn't.
I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of it, but that's the big brand aspect that you have to deal with, are those corporations. You got to adhere to what. If now, I will say this. In his contract, if he had a clause that said that you can't do anything of the sort, which we'll never know, that's different.
Yeah.
But if he is just out living his life, what's the problem?
And he's getting controversy for it, yeah. No, and I think the one thing that lessens my angerness about it is that his attitude towards it. You know what I mean? He's definitely not like, he's definitely not mad about it. He definitely posted something to where he's like, on to bigger and better things. But yeah, I'm definitely with you with it. I feel like that was his private life, and I feel like it shouldn't be held against him at all.
And the thing I don't understand, I just, you don't need these motherfuckers for nothing, bro. I've always felt that way. Like, I'm not, like, I don't, like, what, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's how I personally feel. I just feel like you don't do your own fucking thing. You don't really need ESPN to fund you.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's well off.
Yeah, of course.
But just, make that as a learning lesson. Bounce back. because a lot of them do. You know, they lose the sponsorship, they bounce back, and then they're more successful. They're more popping than what they were.
All you have to do is go to Fox like Skip Bayless did.
Yeah, easy.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
Like they got Fox. I feel like Fox is a lot more free or liberal with the shit. Shannon Sharp pull a Henny bottle out every day.
Oh yeah.
So
Black and Miles.
Black and Miles on the show. You know what I mean? So you know, if you want to go sit in a room with a bunch of women shaking their ass, I think Fox would be all right. Yeah. But like you said, he not hurting. You know what I mean? At all.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like he's probably gonna be. He's probably, I'd say, a second ballot Hall of Famer. He's made his money. He's got his rings. He was doing that probably because, you know, I need some extra chips to pay for what I'm about to go do with these chicks in this room. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I'm not too mad about it. But you're right. He don't need them for nothing. Yeah. And I think that's the thing when you put yourself in a situation to be established like that, to where you don't need to depend on that check. Like if Shaq, Barkley, Kenny, even Eddie, right? Yeah. If any one of them get let go, they've already established themselves so well from what they were doing or what they did prior that it don't even matter. So fuck you, ESPN. I mean, I'm not saying that if ESPN offered me a job today, I'm there.
I'm there. You know?
But you know, if I'm in Paul Pierce's situation, I'm gonna be a lot different than Paul Pierce because I ain't got Paul Pierce money. So I'm gonna be a little tight about that. Yeah, shit. But the point is, if you can establish yourself now, you know, to where you don't need the backing of a big corporation, walk off. You can be humble about, you know, the situation. You know, all right, they got me. You know, whatever. So, but at the end of the day, I think ESPN is a bunch of assholes for it. You know what I mean? It's not like he has a record or like history of doing stuff like that. Like you could have pulled him to the side and been like, "Yo, man, listen,
can't have that no more."
And let it be a learning lesson. Give him a smack on the wrist, make a comment, you know, put a statement out, and then let's keep going. You know? Right. But I mean, you lose some kind of credibility. Yeah, there's 100 other people who could fit that spot like Paul Pierce did, but at the same time, it's not Paul Pierce. He's still the truth at the end of the day.
Yeah, facts. That is very true.
Oh man, we're gonna get into some devastating news, man. The death of DMX, man.
Yeah. I honestly. So if you watched the last episode, I had the conversation about how me and DMX almost got into it, but I also said that he was one of my favorite rappers at the time. It hurt, right? It hurt for that moment. I will say this: I hate the internet. I hate the internet because of the fact that up until that point, he was a meme for the longest.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Now all of a sudden that love that you have for him goes away or comes back because now he's passed. But he was a meme for the longest. He got 19 or was 17 kids. And, you know, he was walking around, he was going through, he was in and out of jail. They were crazy when they was doing the same. This is one that pissed me off when he was on Drink Champs and they're doing the prayer and everybody's posting that like, man, that was an intense prayer. But at the time, they were killing him for it.
Crucifying him.
Killing him for it.
Yeah, even on Versus with Snoop.
Killing him. Yeah. I hate the internet. Yeah. It's sad. You know, prayers up to his family. You know, hopefully he's in a better place, however, whatever you believe. But I hate the internet. I hate social media. I hate the internet. Like I'm off it right now. I'm not pulling you.
You're absolutely right.
Like Prof said, like I don't need your love. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's fake, bro. It's hella fake love, bro.
It's not unnecessary.
And we every time a celebrity dies, from Pop Smoke to Nip, to DMX, Whitney, you know that fake love.
Fake love, because all of those people, they were killing when they were alive, which is terrible to say. They were going at them while they were alive. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned them, Michael Jackson, Whitney, Pac. They was always an issue that they were being pounded in the media, and then all of a sudden when they pass, I can't believe it.
Yeah, they call Whitney every crackhead in the book.
Every single one,
everyone.
But that's the thing, right? Because we appreciate you when you're gone, as opposed to when you're here. I don't understand that.
Hey, like I said, big condolences to DMX's family, his loved ones, and everybody, management team, you know, the whole 9 yards. So y'all keep your head up, man, and God bless, man. Another topic I wanted to get into, man, is T.I. and Tiny, man. For the people that haven't heard, I mean, it's allegations that they had a sex cult. They were drugging women, bringing them back to their homes and just having these sex parties, sex cults, or whatever the case may be. Man, how y'all feel about that, B? Classic.
So I think that, one, if you're aware, that's one thing. So I guess my question is it wrong to have basically a group of people that you build, I don't want to say a society, but just a group of people, right?
Right.
That you inform that this is happening, and then a person, I don't know, I'm conflicted because of the word cult. You can't really take that out of there, right?
Yeah.
But is it wrong to have a group like that? Let me start with that.
I mean, if contracts and stuff are signed, or permission slips,
You gotta have permission. How your mama sign it?
yes. I mean, if stuff like that is like signed, and I mean, I feel like people do it all the time, porn stars and
it's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
It's a lifestyle.
It's literally a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Literally, and if the consent is laid on the board, like throughout, you know what I mean? Like, this is all consented, then nah, I don't think it is a problem. It's 2021. That's exactly what people do nowadays.
It's weird shit out there. So let's say you walk into the place and you don't know, right? You hanging out with T.I. and Tiny. First of all, that's cool.
You already on a high.
Yeah.
Facts,
So when you walk into the crib and you find out that they have ulterior motives because they want to get down with you, and then they let you know that that's the case, is there a problem with that?
No, I don't think so.
So my thing is, when people start putting it in the news, saying that, oh, it's a cult, it's a this, I felt like, I was taken advantage of or whatever. You had plenty of opportunity before the sex started, unless they were drugged. But did you tell anybody at the time? Why wait however long you waited?
Yeah.
That's always a thing, right? You don't know when you're drugged, but why wait to say, oh, I walked into the sex cult with T.I. and Tiny. I had no idea that that's what I was doing.
And sign my name on the paper.
Because there's no way that you're dealing with somebody who is as smart. Because I don't want to use the word educated, because I don't know how much school he had. But T.I. is a very smart person.
Yeah,
Very.
You thinking that you're just gonna walk in and not sign any paper,
Right.
especially being of that caliber of celebrity?
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't, then that's on him.
yeah.
Has to be.
I'm pretty sure he has a safe a safe put away with all type of signed agreements.
Yeah, you would have to.
He's not stupid.
So do you participate in that? Would either one of you participate in a sex cult?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, fronting for the camera right now, y'all. Fronting for the camera.
I'm
I'm gonna call you out. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna keep it 100, bro. I don't get down like that. I'm not on no freaky cucumber challenge shit, bro. I'm not on none of that freaky shit, bro. Like, nah, I'm good off that, bro. I like that. I'm a private individual. I like my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, yeah.
I don't know. I might have to try it. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I walk, first of all, like you said, I'm on a high anyway. I'm chilling with Tip and Tiny. Now, I'm not really a fan of Tiny like that, and I don't get into men, but I'm sure it's a bunch of other people that's there if it's a sex cult. I'm like, hey, I was over there with Tip and Tiny, and they had a bunch of bad ones, so I just started knocking them down. I mean, you can't be mad. Like, how do you get mad at going into a place unless you're taken advantage of, and if you're drugged, again, you don't want to. We're not making light of that, but
Definitely.
Assuming that you walked in and you provided consent and participated, how are you mad about getting
The end
sex?
result. Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
The point is, you could have walked out if you were uncomfortable. If you didn't get anything out of it, if you didn't get to finish, I'm sorry for you. But that's not a reason to go tell.
Yeah. No, really.
I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, no, I feel the same. I feel like it's because of who they are is why it's much bigger than obviously what it is, because I feel like, it's just allegations more so than anything.
Yeah. I mean, what's the best that could happen? You settle out of court and they give you a nice piece of change.
Yeah.
Because what never happens, what we never have happen is that somebody put out a false allegation and then something happened to them for it.
That's true.
I can't think of any time that's happened.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And that's why it continues to be a thing. Mm-hmm. Because you can put those things out there and nobody has any kind of repercussions for lying on you.
Yeah.
Like, and without sharing too much information, I've been in a situation where I was accused of something, right? Nothing happened to the person.
You just able to clear your name. That's it.
That's it.
No.
Luckily, I had paperwork. You know what I mean? And that's why I say what I say, because I've been through some stuff. Yeah. So I can be like, yo, here's the proof. Yeah. This wasn't what it was. Mm-hmm. Or what they tried to make it out to be, rather. But I don't know. A sex cult could be fun. I don't know. Sometimes you might have to try something out, man. Step outside of your boundaries.
It's crazy, man. Y'all heard about those thruples now? Y'all heard about thruples yet? No. Man, so it's like a guy has 2 girls.
Oh, okay.
Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they're cool with it.
It's getting more popular.
It's like very popular. Like,
it's very popular. Yeah,
it's tripping me out, man.
I think that's because it's hard. Well, what women claim, and we'll get into that later. But what women claim is hard to find good men, so they're willing to put up with more when you have one. So much that you'll have another woman be with the same man. Yeah. I think that's crazy. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, I don't know. That in that regard, I think from a relationship standpoint, I think I'm too old fashioned for that. Yeah. I don't think I could. And it's too much work. Dealing with one woman is a lot of work. Let alone having to do 2. Yeah. And then you got to deal with cycles and kids and 2 sets of ex-boyfriends. Like, I'm good.
That's crazy.
But that's the world we live in. It's crazy how much how alternative lifestyles can be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to man, woman, right? And whatever you do is on you, right? No judgment whatsoever. None at all. But how creative these alternative lifestyles are becoming. Mm-hmm. Like, to where you can have a sex compound and you can have the polyamorous relationship. And you can have, the open relationship. That one right there.
That one.
I wouldn't. You couldn't get me to fuck with that at all. Like, to be with a chick and she just be like, all right, I'm out. Fuck you going?
Yeah.
I'm on a date. With who? Yeah. Just some random. I met somebody at the store the other day. No, thank you.
Yeah.
The alternative lifestyles are scary to me.
Facts.
People get to do whatever the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. But is that wrong because you had a lifestyle to live? You got a choice.
Yeah. Right. And mentally, it's like, how they perceive it and look at it is way differently than opposed to how we do.
Yeah.
To where it's like, that is okay for them. You know what I mean? To where we can't wrap our heads around that. Like, nah. So it's insane. It's insane.
People into some crazy shit out here,
man. It gets crazier and crazier as the days go along.
You ain't lying, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to get into the DNA award.
Oh, yeah, let's talk.
Hey, Dumb Nigga Award, man. It goes to Mr. Michael
Rappaport.
Yeah, man.
Well, okay, before we do this. Is it Michael Rappaport or is it Kevin Durant?
It's Michael, bro. Because Michael is one of those guys that gets on social media and talks shit about everybody
for that reason.
Yeah, that's just what he does.
So before we get too far into it, break it down for people who aren't aware. Like, what happened?
Okay, so Michael Rappaport,
ESPN analyst.
Yeah, ESPN analyst gets into it with Kevin Durant, about. What was it about? Taking a picture or?
I don't remember what it was.
It was him answering Charles Barkley.
Oh yeah.
And he said no.
That's right.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And then they get into some DM situations. It goes down to the DM.
It do.
So, but KD was. I mean, I'm pretty sure KD had enough. You know what I mean? Like he's all. But there's a certain way he's first off he's one of the top 5 greats in the NBA right now.
Probably number 2.
Yeah.
Behind LeBron. I'll argue that all day.
Hey, that's a whole different story right there. But he should have just, he was doing a lot of threatening, eat a dick.
When he said he was going to slap or spit on his wife or something like that. Yo, like
I was like, come on.
As a man, you got to see me for that.
Yeah.
You got to see me for that.
But the thing I don't like about Mike, man, Mike lawyered up. You know what I mean? Got a lawyer involved.
Karened up, man.
Put it all on the internet. Like pretty much a snitch. He's a snitch. He ain't he's no better than 6ix9ine, bro. He's a snitch. That's just what it is. He got to be in that same. And he was one of the ones that was talking shit about 6ix9ine.
Facts.
And then you gonna go, you know what I mean?
And do his same move.
Come on, man.
So I think part of it is because he has access to Kevin Durant or vice versa. You know what I mean? So if he say he going to do something, you got to take a man at his word. You have to, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not going to be able to, just because it's your job to critique and analyze the performance of professional athletes don't give you a right to be disrespectful. Right. And that's the thing that I've always admired about Charles Barkley. He going to say what he going to say.
Oh, facts.
But if you run up on Charles Barkley, you going to have to deal with him.
Yeah.
But Michael Rappaport is not built like that. You can see it. He's not built like that.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? I forgot that he was even in Paper Soldiers with Kevin Hart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the first movie that Kevin Hart ever did, Dame Dash. Remember that?
That's the one with Beanie Siegel and all of
Yeah.
them? Yeah.
I forgot he was in that
was
one.
in that movie, yeah.
I can't remember him in that movie.
Yeah, bro, he was in that movie. Hey, that was just random. I just thought about that shit. Just like
He looks like a cornball. And I hate to call somebody like that because that's like, to me, that's the extreme. That's like right before me calling you a bitch.
Yeah.
But for you to go and share messages after you said
that's some female shit, bro.
That's all you
it
can label
is, but Kevin Durant is extra sensitive.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, I've heard that
Extra
too.
sensitive. So my thing is, and this is where I kind of am teetering on it, is because pause if I have to. Kevin Durant goes off on, or everybody else go off on Kevin Durant, but he picks Michael Rappaport, the cornball, to say I'm a spit on your wife, smack you across the face. You don't get no points for that from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get disrespect is disrespect, but to go to the point of talking about the man's wife, he gonna put hands on him, whatever. You know how to get a hold of me if you really want that smoke.
Right.
So I don't know. So I think Kevin Durant is just sensitive in general, and he picked Michael Rappaport because he knew he wasn't gonna do nothing. And look what happened. He went and got lawyers and stuff like that. So he could have talked slick like that.
Then he got fined by the NBA.
Yeah, I was gonna say he got the fine. Even just for
I don't know that. See, that's the bullshit though.
Yeah.
This is personal.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
This is personal. It wasn't talking about anything that was, I'm gonna go
NBA
up to,
related.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I don't know that I think the NBA is one of those controlling entities.
And I think this year has been beyond crazy on how they're trying to control everybody. I think they're trying to make a point this year.
They'll make an example out of you though.
The NBA, I will say this over and over, and it's gonna be controversial, and some of our past guests would probably agree. The NBA and the NFL is nothing but modern day slavery.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I love the NBA and the NFL, you gotta think about it. A bunch of dudes walk into an arena, they perform in front of a crowd of people, show their athletic ability, and then after that, we criticize what they did or didn't do. Right. And the NFL is even worse. Just think about the NFL draft. The combine before the draft. Hey, everybody get in the line.
So I
want you to run this
everything that you do.
You run as fast as you can down this line and come back, and then go do this and go do that. I struggle with athletics because of that. As much as I love them, when people say that they have an issue with the NFL and the NBA and people can't protest and they can't do that, when you start putting the pieces together, you be like, it's nothing but modern day slavery.
Yeah,
you got to stand up for the national anthem. You can't do a peaceful protest. You can't say anything about it. When you do, you're fine. Then to get you to the point to where you've established yourself to be able to address those specific issues, you have to stand and audition, dance, run, jump, do all of the shit that makes you valuable. Yeah. Then they give you a contract, and the first 4 years, you're getting no money. You have to prove that you are worth more money. And I'm okay with that, right? Because when you go to a job, you don't walk in and be like, it's my first day. Yeah. And I'm okay with you proving yourself, but it's just the way in which, and again, I'm probably spending it a lot, right? I'll admit that. But there are people who perceive it as such.
Right.
And a lot of people don't speak up for it. So when you have a person like a Kevin Durant, kind of bringing that full circle, is I've done all of this dancing for you. I've done all of this, and all you do is critique me. I can see how he could be sick and tired of it. Definitely. I still think he's soft for going to Golden State and whatever, but that's a whole nother issue. But when you hear that all the time, you joined a 73-win team to get a ring. You couldn't beat them, so you joined them.
Yeah.
And then you pick Michael Rappaport to spaz on.
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta understand, dude. I know these celebrities, they sign up for it. I mean, it just comes with this shit. But you gotta also have tough skin, and at the end of the day, you're still human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll punch you in your shit. I don't give a fuck this job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody reaches their breaking point, bro.
And they got that nerve. Everyone got that nerve. That just
at the end of the day, you signed up for the shit. You gotta walk that line, bro. You know what I mean?
I think that for people like him and LeBron, you get more criticism because of the shit that you did. Russell Westbrook, he's a phenomenal athlete, and that's all you hear about him. He can't win, and that's the extent of the negative stuff that they say about him.
Right.
But LeBron and KD, who are 1 and 2 in the league as far as best players, they get the most critiques, the most harsh stuff. Like it wears on you. But if you didn't go to Miami talking about not 10, not 20, not 30, it's not as bad. And even after he went back to Cleveland and got the ring, they still. I would have never went back to Cleveland, first of all.
Yeah, that's a slap in the fucking face.
You burned my jerseys? Yeah. After all I did? Yeah. So for him and Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors after, they had him 3-1 and gave up the series. Yeah, you're going to get some flack for that. Yeah. But I get being human. I get it.
Yeah, that's the
human part is always tough. But when you make decisions like that, when you're the first, second, top 5 best players in whatever it is that you do, 5 best musicians. Like, think about that. If Michael Jackson goes to Atlantic or somewhere else, the people at Def Jam gonna hate him. Yeah. Or wherever he was signed to. It's all part of the process. You have to accept that. Whenever you're the best of the best. Period. So
it's a standard that you have to uphold to that you don't even recognize or realize that you're a part of now. Yep. It's insane, man.
Upper echelon shit.
Man. For real.
Hey, man, we appreciate my boy Prof coming on today, man.
Thank y'all both. Man, appreciate y'all for real. For real, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, we gonna close out. Y'all follow me on Instagram and SWC Podcast AZ, and my website www.cheechatman.org.
And then follow me on everything social media at Classic TV.
And then follow me everything on social media at THISISPROPH. Also check me out at thisisprof.com.
All right, we gone. Peace out.
Love.